Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live. So much has happened today. Johnson got the votes to become Speaker of the House, right? Everything is going smoothly. January 6th is Monday, and I'll be streaming all day covering it. But then, out of nowhere, as soon as we get the huge victory in the House of Representatives, Johnson becomes the Speaker. I don't like Johnson, but we needed this solved today, or we would have had a lot of issues come January 6th. So we're celebrating, and corrupt Judge Merchant comes out with this, orders Trump to be sentenced in the hush money case. But that's not it. He has ordered Trump to be in New York, inside the courtroom when he's being sentenced. Let's get right into it. Please, a huge favor, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment letting me know where you're watching me from and how do you think this all will end. And make sure that you're subscribed with bell notification buttons on so that you are notified whenever I go live or upload. I'm going to read you this. And I actually just got off the phone with a constitutional attorney up in Washington State, and I'll give you his feedback and what he says. So, President Trump will be sentenced in Alvin Bragg's lawfare hush money case on January 10th before his inauguration. Quote, "This court finds that neither the vacator of the jury's verdicts nor dismissal of the indictment are required by the presidential immunity doctrine. The Presidential Transition Act or the Supremacy Clause," Judge Merchant wrote on February. Merchant said Trump will not serve time behind bars and allowed him to appear virtually at his sentencing next week. But we are getting different kinds of information. Here's what Big Alvin Bragg is talking about. Alvin Bragg has been calling for Trump to be sentenced to a year of jail. Alvin Bragg, even after the election, Trump's election, he's been calling for Donald Trump to serve a year in prison at Rikers Island. We know that before the election, when they thought that Kamala Harris was going to win, by the way, in this, we're going to talk about a few other things that happened today. I got some good news for you guys as well in this video, so in this live, so please stay tuned. You're going to enjoy it. But Alvin Bragg, we know that before the election, they actually went into Rikers Island and built a corner for Trump where he was going to serve a year of jail. Even the governor of New York, she came out and said, yeah, at Rikers Island, we already have a prison cell to accommodate Donald Trump and, his Secret Service. He's going to be all by himself and just Secret Service. And then when they were asked, this was about late summer, well, what if Trump wins? And they laughed. They're like, he's not going to win. So there's a prison cell in Rikers Island specifically made to house Donald Trump. Thank God that he won. We came out and we made it too big to rig like he told us to. And now we see this. Today, something glorious happened in the House of Representatives. In the first round of votes, Speaker Mike Johnson remains the Speaker. Yesterday on my live, I said, and many of you who watched it, I said, ladies and gentlemen, pray that the speakership position gets resolved quickly. Yes, we don't like Mike Johnson. He backstabbed us. He lied. But if we don't have the speakership secured, and because Congress representatives cannot be sworn into their office, their respected office, until the speakership gavel is settled. Now, if it were to take them 3 days, 4 days, and if by January 6th they're not ready, that means the Democrats can withhold from certifying the election. And that's what the Democrats were wanting to do. They wanted the Republicans to get into a huge fight, into huge arguments. Then when January 6th comes around, there's no speaker. Kamala Harris comes out and refuses refuses to certify. Let me take this off the screen. I want to say one thing so you can see the joy in my face. Do you guys remember when 2020 happened and then January 6, 2021, where Mike Pence, according by constitution, by law, he could have, it was all completely in his hands to send back the electors back to their respected states and say, look, there were too many issues. I don't think, I'm not going to certify this election. We need to investigate Arizona, Pennsylvania. It was in his hand. There were laws on the books that said he could do that. The Democrats up until January 6th were arguing he can't do that. On top of that, they did a bad deal with Mike Pence, broke him, and he betrayed Donald Trump and the American people. But the Democrats told us there's no law. He can't do that. He's only here to just sign, and that's it. Well, then when Joe Biden was installed with Kamala Harris, the Democrats, when they controlled Congress and Senate in 2021, in fall of 2021, they actually changed the laws to where the speaker, to where the vice president, the president of the Senate, cannot do anything, cannot question the election, cannot send back the electors. He or she has to come in and certify. That is their only job. That is the only job. So by them doing that, they set themselves up for failure come Monday. Because right about now, I bet you they wish they didn't change the laws, but they did change the laws. And now Kamala Harris is going to have to certify her own laws. And she can't question it because she was actually the breaking vote to enact that law. It's amazing. Now, we're going on to Twitter. Some amazing stuff happened today. Before we do that, I got to give a big shout out to Verity Metals. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want some free silver, contact my good friend Matthew Geiger, the owner of Verity Metals, at 480-717-9081. Mention me, get free silver on qualifying orders. He does IRAs, 401ks. You can get just a roll of silver. You can just get one silver eagle or a golden eagle, whatever you want. But he's a patriot, Trump supporter, and has been donated to Trump every quarter these last 2 years since Trump was running for 2025. So stop supporting woke companies, support a patriot, and that way you also help the show keep running. God bless you. Love you all. Links down below in the description. Mention me, get free silver. We're jumping right onto Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Something weird happened today. So I'm sitting here on my screen and watching on C-SPAN the live coverage of the counting of the votes. And between the counting of the votes, they did not know that the cameras were on them. Watch this. All right. What the hell is going on? Watch this. Just watch this. I'm watching the between the votes. Look, he's talking to some lady and then looks at his assistant, a young teenager, and starts playing with his ear. The votes. Look. He's playing with his ear. He doesn't know that he's on camera, and he's just like playing with his ear. Watch again. Watch again. He's talking, and then he just goes, looks at him, and then just grabs his. And then look. That's rubbing his ears. That is sick. Little ear, and is playing with his ear. Ladies and gentlemen, we have weirdos in Congress. Imagine you're standing there and you just start rubbing your assistant's ear. I don't think I've ever even rubbed my wife's ears. Like, what are you doing? I bet you his wife, if he's married, she gonna be like, when he comes home, he's gonna be like, get over here. Now check this out. Kamala Harris today, she was swearing in the new senators. And look, JD Vance starts laughing while Vice President Kamala Harris is swearing in the new senators. This is great. Check this out.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion?
I mean, that's hilarious. Now, I want to take you guys to George Behezy, to his page. Where was it? Check this out. A kid reminds Kamala Harris that she lost the election to Trump. Watch this.
Long day, isn't it? It's a long day, I know, but you know what? It's real. You did one already? I'm sorry you didn't. Oh, you know what, sweetheart?
The kid says, I'm sorry you didn't win.
But you know what?
Oh, that just froze. The kid stands there and reminds her that she lost to Donald Trump on live television. A little kid's like, I'm sorry you lost. Keep reminding them. I loved when, and then I want to show you this. I loved when Johnson was making, he actually made a really great speech when he officially received the gavel. He made a great speech, amazing speech. And this is just one part of it.
We can fight high inflation, and we must. We'll give relief to Americans, and we'll extend the Trump tax cuts. We can fight high inflation.
I loved every time he would, say Trump or bring up Trump's name. The Democrats would just start squealing. And then he said this about the military, which I loved.
Too long, the Washington establishment has sought to appease and accommodate our nation's adversaries. They've tried to replace our military warriors with social justice warriors. It does not work. And while we're still the most powerful fighting force in the history of the world, by God's grace, the same establishment has eroded the capacities of our Army and Navy and diminished the readiness of our Air Force.
Just look at that dude. That is a real general that was lifted to that position by Joe Biden. Do you know why he puts on that mask? That's a sexual perversion. It's something he likes to pretend he is, cosplay in the bedroom. I don't care what you do in the privacy of your home. Who you bang, who bangs you, how you bang. I don't care. That's up to you. But when in society, it is acceptable for the leaders of our society and the ones who are responsible for protecting us, our children, our cities, when they can stand in front of our flag, putting on masks of perversion, their sexual cosplays are being... We've gone rogue somewhere. We need to return to the good Lord Almighty, Jesus Christ. We need to get back to the constitutional fundamentals. And it's just sick. It's weird. It's disgusting.
We have to put an end to this madness. My friends and my colleagues, I think we should all unite in this idea. It is time now to reinstate fear in our enemies, refocus our mission on lethality, and realign our commitment to peace through strength. Right?
That's right. That's right. And I got to agree with this thing. It's time for the Supreme Court to intervene and put a final end to the hush money witch hunt. Alvin Bragg should be disbarred for bringing this case. Look, we the American people, we voted. We voted in record numbers. And what did we vote for? For Donald Trump. Here's where I believe, here's how you know that the Democrats don't care about the will of the people or what the people want. Let's do this. For the last 2 years, they were politically persecuting Donald Trump in front of our faces, right? They raided his home, indictment number 1, indictment number 2, indictment number 3, the releasing of the mugshot, finding him guilty on 34 cases of hush money, all this stuff. Also, the case where apparently he defrauded someone by undervaluing his companies. Okay, we saw that. We witnessed all of that. And then we still voted and gave him the Electoral College and the popular vote victory. Not only that, we flipped the Senate for him and we gave him the control of the House of Representatives to keep. So it means we see all of your political persecution and we don't care. We want him as our president. But the Democrats are like, we don't care what you want. We're still going to try to bring this man down. No, we don't want him to be busy with your BS, with your show trials, with your fake indictments. We want him to be busy with making America great again, with making the border secure again, with making the economy boom again, with making the world safe again. That's what we voted for. That's what we want. And that is what we expect. We did not vote for him to be in a courtroom. We did not vote for him to be paying all these fees. If we wanted that, we would have voted for Kamala Harris and been like, do whatever you want with Trump. But no, we voted for Trump because we want his policies. We want his tax cuts. We want his America First agenda, American taxpayer first agenda, the American children first agenda. No more funding wars that have nothing to do with me or my future. Look at here's how I see it. If Ukraine disappears from the face of the earth tomorrow, my life won't change. If Russia disappears from the face of the earth tomorrow, my life or my future will not change. That's why we voted for him. Because he said, I'm not going to fund these endless wars and I'm not going to get us involved in these endless wars. But you know what will make my life better and change my life for the better is a secure southern and northern border, mass deportation of illegals, of criminals, of crooks. You know what will change my life? A booming economy, tax cuts, more opportunity, better schools for my kids and better roads to drive on, safer parks and safer streets and safer and cleaner cities. That is what we voted for. That is what we want. But the Democrats don't care. All they want is power. You know why Joe Biden and the Democrats sent so much money to Ukraine? It's all about power. Because they send Zelensky so much money, and then when they give Zelensky an order, he does it. And that's what they get off on. They get off on power. People obeying their every single word. But, ladies and gentlemen, good news. It doesn't matter what they do. So when I spoke to the constitutional attorney, he said there is no way Donald Trump will see a second inside of a prison cell. He said about what will, and he's like, this is my prediction. What I believe they will do this just to try to embarrass Trump, right? Humiliate Trump. He is going to sentence Donald Trump to 1 year of jail in Riker's Island, 365 days. He said, and then he's going to indefinitely suspend the jail time. And then he's like, he'll probably give him a bunch of fees, court costs, maybe community service, and be like, you can either do it before your presidency or after your presidency, but you're going to have to serve 100 hours of community service. That's what I think he's going to do. Then when Trump is president, he just has the Supreme Court step in and take care of it. But, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we got to be doing. By the way, Monday is January 6th. I'm going to be streaming all day long on January 6th. I'm going to be covering the entire process. So come hang out a little bit. We'll have some coffee. We'll have some tea throughout the day. I mean, we'll have some guests come on and go. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have fun. So make sure to come in and join me for January 6th, Insurrection Day, all day live stream. We are going to have a blast. God bless you. See you soon.